Champions collide.
That powerful left hook.
Jermell Charlo bringing his 3 titles to the ring.
The young lion roaring tonight.
Brian Castano putting his championship belt on the line.
He has to rise to the occasion.
Who will become the undisputed champion of the world?
The best fighting the best.
History will be made. Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano for the undisputed 154-pound world title. Live on Showtime.
Basketball's about to crown a new champ. Hell of a feeling as a player, ain't it, Jack?
Yeah, man. We work hard our whole lives to be in that position, and to say you're the best at what you do, it's a great feeling.
Not very many people say they have championship rings, man. We both got them, so happy about that.
DraftKings Sportsbook is putting you courtside with the chance to turn $1 into $150.
Pick either team that's chasing the trophy. Bet $1, and if that team wins the game, you'll receive $150 in free credits. Basketball has a new champ on the way. This Suns Bucks series is crazy. I think it's definitely going 6 or 7.
The stars are showing up. It's planning out to be just what we expected. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code SMOKE when signing up to turn $1 into $150 in free credits.
Bet on the basketball team of your choice to win the next game. And if they do, you can claim $150 in free credits.
That's promo code SMOKE for a limited time, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Y'all have any wild championship parade stories?
Nah, I wanted in San Antonio. You know, everything that was dull. We on boats riding through the Riverwalk. Yeah, but what I did the night we won it, I was a rock star. I think I had my uniform on for 3 days. So, that's another story.
Welcome back to What's Burnin'. The season's winding down. I think we got 3 episodes of What's Burnin' left for the season, Jack. A couple more All the Smoke episodes. We hope you guys have enjoyed season 1 of What's Burnin' and season 2 of All the Smoke. But let's get to what's going on. Today we're going to talk about potential free agent movement and trades this upcoming offseason. So we're going to talk about a few players that are on the radar right now, starting with John Collins. Had a really solid year for Atlanta this year. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 54% from the field, 35% from the 3, 83% from the free throw line. Has a lot of teams interested in him. I didn't know he turned down a $90 million extension at the beginning of the season, so he must have known he was going to come out and do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know how we look at it. You get what you negotiate, but I don't think teams see him as a $100 million player. By him opting out, I think that was a mistake in my opinion. Even though they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I still don't think teams are going to give him the max of what he's looking for, and that's why he turned the deal down. But he's going to get great money. I just hope he's happy with the outcome of this offseason.
See, I think a little different. I think normally anytime you hear turning down that kind of money, Schroeder turned it down and ended up biting him in his ass. I think he played to his potential here, and like you said, he was one of the main contributing factors for this team making an Eastern Conference final run. So no one thought they were going to go that far, and I think obviously a lot of it had to do with him. So played really well in the playoffs. Obviously there's some teams interested in Miami, Dallas, San Antonio, Minnesota, to name a few. But I think he's an important cornerstone for this Atlanta team. So I see this Atlanta team paying him what he deserves. So whether that's 90,
for sure, ain't finna give him that.
No, they don't do stuff like that.
They don't do stuff like that over there.
But I think Atlanta will. Like I said, I think they understand how important he is to that team. A young, up and coming player. So we definitely hope he gets his money and he stays in Atlanta.
Facts.
Next up, we have Lonzo Ball, someone who I think is finally coming into his own. We both agreed. I think leaving the Lakers was the best thing for his career. For him to really kind of start developing out on his own. This past season, nearly 15 points a game and shot almost 38% from the three-point line, which are steady improvements. A restricted free agent, and what we're hearing now is Pelicans are most likely not to match offer sheets from teams. 2 teams that are kind of leading that charge right now are the Bulls and Clippers. What do you think about Lonzo and where he may end up? I
like the Bulls because you get to move Zach LaVine to the 2-guard, and he won't have to play point at all. Mm-hmm. Lonzo is one of the best passers, defenders, and he don't take up a lot of ball space in the offense. You know, he no point intended with his name, but he's one of those guys that can fit in almost anywhere. And I think what he'll bring to the Bulls, that's a look I like. I think he'll give other guys a chance to be better, like Zach LaVine as a scorer, and another big man as well.
I like the Bulls. I like the Clippers too. You know, I think that he's definitely a playmaker, someone that gets the ball out of his hands fast in transition, great off the pick and roll, just a great overall vision. Someone that can run that team. Obviously, Rondo's getting a little bit older. Bad news about Kawhi. I think he's going to have a minor surgery on his knee, so they're not sure what his standing is for next year. But, Lonzo, to me, can fit in several different places. Again, I like the fact that he's starting to come into his own. If New Orleans doesn't see value in him, I know someone else will, and I'm sure he'll land on his feet and continuing to rise because I think this kid has the potential to be an all-star.
Kawhi's on his way back. He had the surgery, and it was successful. Yep. So he's starting recovery now. But I like what you said. Lonzo with the Clippers, that is a good look.
Yeah. Next up, Colin Sexton had a career year, 24 points a game, nearly 5 assists, 47% from the field, 37% from the free throw or 3-point line. Someone who's up for a rookie extension, but everything we're hearing is Cleveland is looking to move him. Thoughts on this young player and where he may land? The Knicks are really interested in him. We'll have to see.
Yeah, he's definitely an NBA player. He's definitely somebody that can help a lot of teams. But I know a lot of guys who had good years on shitty teams. You know what I mean? It's not that hard to put up stats when the rest of the team is not really engaged into the season, and you're not looking forward to playing in the postseason or nothing like that. They made a lot of trades this year. They had a lot going on with Drummond, so that team wasn't looking forward to making the playoffs anyway. So he had great numbers, but just season really tells when you have to have those numbers on a better team when you're making the playoffs. But the kid is talented. Hope he get his money.
Yeah, to me, I wonder what kind of player he is and where he fits into like a real system on a team that has playoff aspirations. He's somewhat of a wild card. I love his energy, love his aggression, love the way he plays. But does that fit into a winning team?
Right.
I agree. Sometimes numbers can be misleading. Having great numbers on a terrible team that has no direction. So again, he's up. He's definitely going to get his money, and we'll have to see where he lands.
Ching ching.
Last but not least, Ben Simmons. Someone I've been very high on, but, I think their fan base was disappointed the way their season ended, the way he particularly played, and Doc Rivers came out and clearly said he doesn't know if Ben Simmons is a point guard on a winning team. So that set this train in motion. They're listening to trades now, and, to me, someone who's making a lot of money,
way more than
an all-star, I just think his whole thing is mental. It's a whole psychological roadblock I think he has, because I've seen this kid play in the summer, pull up jumpers, 3-pointers, mid-range, and it's second nature, and then the lights come on, and it's just, I think he has a mental block. So I really like Ben Simmons. I think obviously his numbers are down. I think he's 12 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, but only 34% from the free throw line, and that's, I've never seen a guard. They hack-a-shacked a point guard, and I've never seen that in this league. So to me, I think his whole thing is psychological. Maybe he needs a fresh start out of Philly. I would love to see him with someone like the Warriors. I think you load him up with a bunch of shooters around. He plays both sides of the ball. Imagine him with Steph and Clay on both sides. So that would be something interesting to watch. But what are your thoughts on Ben Simmons?
It's definitely mental. You can't make it to the level of being an NBA player, be one of the best in the world, being an all-star, and not have confidence in your shot or not even attempting to shoot. That's something I would never understand. But also, I think he was handicapped from the jump. Having a coach, Brett Brown, that was from Australia, that knows him, that coached him before, he didn't push him to get better. He just accepted him for what he was, and it's hurt him now. And it's going to be hard for him to play point guard on any team and not work on his jump shot or not even the attempt shot. So where he goes or if he gets traded, it really matters his position, because as you see, he's not an NBA point guard, and he's definitely not a point guard that can play with a dominant big man like Embiid. So where he goes is definitely going to be important to his game.
I think the biggest thing, too, is it's not even so much him. I mean, obviously everyone is working on their shot every season. It's not so much work. It's just shooting it.
Right.
You have to shoot it,
right.
Period. You have to hold the defense responsible for at least, checking you when the ball is swung. And like I said, I think that's that whole mental block. So I hope more than anything, because to me this is not really about his game. It's about his mental, and that side of it is tough. But wish him the best. I'm sure he's going to help whatever team he goes to if he ends up leaving Philly.
You can't be a point guard shooting 34% from the free throw line, though. That's just not human.
It's irresponsible.
Yeah.
Now we're off on our favorite segment, fan questions. Jack, you go first.
First fan question, Chinky_Ann. Who is the most underrated player in today's finals?
I'm going to go with Bobby Portis. I think Bobby Portis was a late pickup by Milwaukee. He's been instrumental in their Game 3 win, but throughout the playoffs he's played well, and he gives them that toughness and edge that I think that team needs. So look for him to, continue to play well the rest of the finals and get a nice little payday in this offseason?
I'm going to go with Chris Middleton. A lot of times he is the best player on that team at nights. He's not the most dominant. Giannis is always the most dominant. But Chris Middleton is the best player on that team a lot of nights. Even when Giannis went down, he showed that. So I think even though he's an all-star now, I think he's still underrated.
Ralph 312, what's the funniest moment y'all had during the NBA Finals series?
I don't know, because 2003 was a long time ago, and I smoked a lot of weed back then, up until now. So I can't remember, bro.
Mine was 2017, but I was injured, so there wasn't really too much funny about it.
Right.
I'd probably say the best time was my kids got to experience and travel with us and meet the team and hang out and do all that kind of stuff. But as far as funny, I just think, the locker room, you always keep the energy light, the atmosphere light, and when it's time to go to war, you go to war.
Ain't shit funny when you're trying to win a championship.
Ain't shit funny.
At all. Next question, at J_Caesar_22. Who's the finals MVP in y'all eyes at this point?
At this point, I have Chris Paul representing the Phoenix Suns, and if Milwaukee pulls it out, I got Giannis. Giannis has been on a mission. This is always something we questioned. On the biggest stage, which is the finals, can honestly answer the bell, and he's been doing that. And just for me, happy to see CP doing his thing, leading this young team to the finals. What about you?
Yeah, I can't deny neither one of those. Chris Paul is definitely leader of that team. He's carrying that team. Giannis has been dominant, back-to-back 40-point games, so you got to give it to him.
Where would you rank CP3 among all-time point guards if he wins a ring? Good question.
Top 5 for sure. He'll be top 5. He's been dominant for a long time. He's a proven winner. Everybody that played the game loves CP, loves the way he approached the game his whole career. We look at things a little different than people that never played. So in my mind, CP would definitely go down as top 5.
Agreed. I think this ring, solidifies his top 5 ranking. He's always been someone who's had bad luck when it comes to the playoffs, but when he's been healthy, he's always put up numbers. He's made every team he's gone to better. And again, we couldn't be happier for what he's doing for this young Phoenix Suns team.
Next fan question, James Skinniger. Do elite level athletes still get nervous before big games like the NBA playoffs?
I think everybody is different. I was never someone who was nervous. I would get more anxious and excited. I just wanted to get out there and play. Some guys get nervous, but, I think for the most part, guys handle it well once you get to this level.
I made love to pressure, and I said that back in the day, so I didn't get nervous. I was ready to hoop. This is what I've been doing my whole life. I had been shot at, so that wasn't bad. Playing basketball was nothing to me.
Did you ever get pressure or pregnant?
No.
Pulled out every time?
Nah, I didn't. I definitely wasn't that. I have a terrible track record of pulling out.
I feel you. Don't Check Me 93. Y'all have any wild championship parade stories? Anything like the TB12 trophy toss?
Nah, I wanted in San Antonio. Everything that was dull. We on boats riding through the Riverwalk.
Shit.
Yeah, but what I did the night we won it, I was a rock star. I think I had my uniform on for 3 days. So that's another story.
Parade stories, nah. We rode through the town. It was dope to be able to give that back to the city. We drank a lot and just enjoyed ourselves, but nothing really too wild, to be honest with you.
At Nordine.2, 3 years, 3 different champions. How long before the next dynasty team?
I don't know if we're gonna run back into a dynasty for a while. I think now we're down more to. I think the Nets could possibly be a dynasty if they can stay healthy. But outside of that, to me, for a dynasty, you need that third superstar, and there's only one team that has 3 superstars. So outside of that, if the Nets can stay healthy, they have a chance to have a small 3-year run possibly. But outside of that, I don't see anyone else really. But I also like the fact that it's new, fresh blood coming in and out of the finals now, which I think is great.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Brooklyn could be the next team. But I'm going to go out and jump out there. If Dame goes to any one of these teams that have 2 stars already, we can see a dynasty as well. So we'll see.
Agree. TM Chamek, who is the most important behind-the-scenes person on an NBA team for players?
For me, it was the ball boys. The ball boys, they don't get enough recognition. I think what they do as far as getting food, having everything for you and after the game, making sure tickets right. I think the ball boys are real important. They don't get enough love. That's why y'all be hearing
Ball Boy Pimpin'.
Ball Boy Pimpin' coming soon.
Coming soon. We've been telling you it's been coming soon. We've been sitting on it.
Yep.
Behind the scenes, to me, there's so many different people that help. From trainers to ball boys are very important. The ticket ladies, they're very important too. Our ticket guys that take care of our tickets, so we don't have to stress out about that shit. There's a lot of stuff that comes our ways so anyone that can help alleviate some of the bullshit when we're trying to focus on the game is important. That's a good question.
Next fan question, Army Vet Joe. Tim Duncan and David Robinson. How hard was it to score on them?
I'm going to ask you.
Well,
You played with both of them. You got a championship on Robinson's last year.
yeah, they definitely did a great job of playing off each other and protected the paint, especially on defense. I remember, I seen a number of games where Tim had double digits in blocks. Even Game 6 in the finals, he had a quadruple double with 10 blocks. So they used their size to a T, and they covered for each other. That's why they were called the Twin Towers, because you get past one of them, you got to try to get over another tower. Man, I'm just
Plus,
happy.
I had to get past your hacking ass first.
Yeah, I was gonna foul him too,
Right.
and let Tim and Dave block the shot. But just being able to be a part of that dynasty and to say I was a part of David Robinson getting the championship his last year, Tim Duncan and David were the best.
We hope you guys enjoyed that edition of What's Burning. You can catch this every week on Showtime Basketball YouTube.
And on Twitter and Instagram at Show Basketball. Peace.
Champions collide.
That powerful left hook.
Jermel Charlo bringing his 3 titles to the ring.
The young lion roaring tonight.
Brian Castano putting his championship belt on the line.
He has to rise to the occasion.
Who will become the undisputed champion of the world?
The best fighting the best.
History will be made. Jermel Charlo versus Brian Castano for the undisputed 154-pound world title, live on Showtime.